House Calls with Matt Bauer from Bauer Specialty. We want to talk about insulation and energy savings. So how does proper insulation contribute to energy savings throughout the entire year?
Well, we could talk about that for hours, but insulation basically does two main things. It's going to stop the movement of heat or cold, and it's going to stop the movement of air. So when you properly put it in and you can keep the heat in your house and the cold out, or the cool in and the heat out, it's going to help you save on your energy bills tremendously.
And every homeowner, Matt, wants to calculate how they can save. So how do they go about it?
Well, calculating is kind of like an educated guess because there's a lot of things that go into the calculation. The one thing that we can control by helping to keep the heat in or the cold out, the other things that play into it is maybe like how old is the furnace? Is the furnace ducted correctly? How are the windows? Are the windows sealed up? Is the door sealed up? There's a lot of factors that go into it, but by properly insulating first, we can eliminate probably the biggest thing that causes issues.
What are some of the common mistakes that you hear from people when trying to install the insulation?
Well, most homeowners don't really understand insulation. They hear like things like R value, and they think just because it's got more R value, it's going to save more, but that's not necessarily the case. We want to make sure it's uniform, it's put in properly, it's put in the right places. And sometimes people overdo it. So they go out and they spend a lot of extra money and they're not getting any benefit for that, like last dollar spent.
Now you talk about installing properly. Tell us about your team when they go in and look at the situation and how they go about it.
Yeah, we're going to go in, and a big thing that we do a lot of is attics. So we're going to go in and we're going to see, hey, is the attic insulated on the flat or on the pitch? Should we move the thermal boundary? Should we keep it in place? The one thing by us moving it to the roof deck, typically we take out all humid air because no one's going to open a hatch or open a door or do something in there that's then going to cause a piercing of the thermal boundary.
Matt Bauer, how do they get in contact with you, sir?
They call us at Bauer Specialty at 814-898-8517.